Hi everyone, I'm just here tonight wanting to just say a few words. Firstly, happy Christmas to everybody. I hope you all had a lovely time. We had a lovely day with our family. I just want to just really do a quick update. It's nearing the end of this year, 2016, and regarding the campaigning that we've been doing for nearly 3 years now in relation to MMS and other abusive products that have been given to autistic children and adults alike. The petition that is out there on the change.org platform, which is basically a petition, a slanderous petition against me, against my name and against the work that I've been doing over the last 3 years. It has, I think, 643 signatures now. It is basically a petition created by anti-vaxxers and people that use MMS and other horrendous unregulated products on their autistic children. What I really want to just kind of highlight regarding this petition is that we have reached out to change.org many times by email. It's very hard to contact them actually, they don't make it easy, but we've done that many times. We have also phoned them in America. We have spoken to senior department there and they don't seem to think that this is a bad thing. They seem to think that by giving a platform to facilitate harassment, slander and abuse, which is what this is okay. Now, I've used change.org platform myself many, many times in our campaign work. My friends have done it also. And see them, well, I used to see them as a very respectable organisation. And not an organisation that would allow bullying and hate crime, which is what this is turning into. The last couple of days have been really hard for me. You know, whilst trying to enjoy Christmas, you know, I am met with horrendous blog, which I woke up to yesterday morning, titled Fiona O'Leary, the most evil woman in Ireland. Yes, can you believe it? I don't know if there's a medal for that, but that's what I woke up to yesterday morning. And then I discovered there are more signatures on this petition. People don't realise, though, that when they sign the petition, if you make a comment, sometimes we can trace who you are because there's like a profile pic from Facebook. And what we have decided to do now, because Change.org won't help us, I do not have the money to sue Change.org, and we are going to the police with this petition, and it just is a really long process when you are trying to trace people. The petition is created by a troll, so basically the person that has decided to bully me has got no balls. They have done this without a name. It's actually a frog. It's a profile pic for the person, Donald McIntosh. It's just a fake profile. And the person that wrote this blog about me, the most evil woman in Ireland, has done the same. So, you know, the bully out there, maybe there's more of you than one, I don't know. Why can't you just do it to my face? Why can't you just be brave enough to, you know, dish this harassment out with a name? But you know, just highlights the kind of cretin you are. So that's one element, and so it's very hard for us to actually act on it because we don't know the source. We're trying to trace the person behind the petition, but it's very, very difficult. But the people that sign this petition, if they do comment, we have discovered that some of these people are actually real people, and even worse, that they are people with jobs, and they are people, you know, your regular folk that maybe go to church, the good old, you know, pillars of the community. Anyway, we found a man in the north of Ireland last night, David McRae, if you're watching, because you haven't got the balls to talk to me in Messenger, and I've been quite polite to you, who basically shared this petition. Well, he signed it and he commented. And David, you know, you put your face and your profile out there, so now we have got a location for you. This man, who I don't know, I've never met you, David, I don't have any grievance with you or your family, you decided to say, this scumbag, that's me, should be in jail. Okay? I just want to clarify, you know, what you said, that I should be in jail. For what? For protecting autistic children from bleach? For protecting autistic children from quacks and charlatans, that I should be in jail? You've never met me. Just imagine, David, like, if I were to do that to your wife, to put her profile pic out there and to say, this scumbag should be in jail, how would that make you feel? Now, my husband tried to talk to you last night, and this is David's response. F off, F off, F off, F off. That's all you could say. Then I tried to talk to you, and you basically blocked me. So I'm talking to you now again, because I'm not going to let this go away. Because this man, on his Facebook timeline, is, you know, collecting money for charities, which is great. And behind the scenes, he's abusing a woman, and I'm on the autistic spectrum. It's appalling, really. Then there are other people on there linked to the Quacks that are selling these products. And what I'm going to do, and this is the only thing I can do because I'm not getting enough support from Change.org, like I said, I'm going to name every person that has commented on this petition, and I'm going to expose them. And I'm going to, follow it up with the authorities because it is a hate crime and really incitement of hatred against me. And I've had enough. So I just wanted to just tell people about that, and I want to tell people that this petition is appalling and that Change.org need to be exposed. I have tried, like I said, again today, I've spent a couple of hours reaching out to the UK office, and I am going to lodge a complaint with the police in England where their press office is based, and I plan to do that in the next coming days when people go back to work. Because it's wrong, and I can't actually trace the people behind the petition because they haven't got the balls to, use a name like I said. But Change.org are to blame because they are facilitating this bullying and abuse. And it is absolutely vile. If you want to go on the petition, it's there. You can read the comments and you can read what these people are saying about me. Now look, I can understand the Quacks being pissed off, okay? That's the truth. Because, we've exposed them. And here in Ireland, we've had great success in actually banning MMS, which took nearly 3 years of hard work from great people that, have put their time voluntary to try and end this abuse of autistic children. But what I don't understand are people that have nothing to do with me joining this bully bus and just saying, you know what, I think I'll just sign that as well, and I'll share it, and I'll make some horrible comment. And also, to add insult to injury, what really alarms me is that when I see Facebook groups supporting autistic people, well, apparently that's what they claim to do, and them signing the petition. So what we had yesterday was a situation with a founder of one of these groups, Autism Mammy. So Autism Mammy is a support group for mums of autistic children. I was booted from there a couple of years ago because guess what? I actually said, that we need to do something about MMS because it's a serious issue here in Ireland. No, you've got to get out. So I was booted from that group. And I'm an autism mammy because I've got children on the spectrum. But I'm not welcome there. Anyway, the founder of this Facebook group, signed this petition on Christmas Eve. So festive of her. And shared it on her timeline. And, I actually confronted her yesterday, politely. We had a phone call. I took the time, my charge and my phone, to ring her. 40-minute conversation. And she told me she accidentally signed it, which I find hard to believe, because when you sign a petition on Change.org, you have to give your name, your email, your location, so it's not as easy as people think. And then, she said that she would apologise and make a statement. And, I said, okay, whether I believe if she signed it accidentally or not. I accepted that from her. What did she do? She must have, rounded up her buddies prior to putting the statement out there, because as soon as the statement went up, which did apologise, there was just all these people commenting, oh, this woman is wonderful, oh, blah, blah, blah. And it turned into basically a post to exonerate her and attack me. And that's exactly what happened. So within 5 minutes, I was being attacked. Unbelievable. And then she just said, that's it, I'm taking the post down. So basically an apology that wasn't an apology. And I can't remove her signature from this petition, so it will remain there forever. So it's basically, people running groups as well. Like people will say to me, oh, the people that signed the petition are bad people, there are people against you. It's not true. Yes, there's lots of quacks that have signed the petition, like Amanda Mary and, all the usual suspects that use bleach on autistic children. But there are people that don't have any connection with me, that just look at me as somebody that supports science and evidence, and they hate me. They hate me. They hate the fact that I am against Wakefield and that I'm against Vaxxers. I mean, what really is shocking here in Ireland is the anti-Vaxxers that promote this petition, like Regret, the movement Regret. We've had their key members sign it and comment on it. And most of the Irish people that have signed the petition are really anti-Vaxxers as well. And this David McRae, his wife, her profile pic, Andrew Wakefield's film backdrop. So that explains that. So we have basically people who are against vaccinations, and they are basically spreading lies and misinformation. And I think that's kind of serious, and I am entitled to my opinion on that. Have I created a petition against these people, against McRae, against, this woman who just decided to, on Christmas Eve, make my life miserable because she can? And I suppose, even, if I don't agree with these people, would I, take out my time to sign a petition against Mr. McRae in Northern Ireland, someone that I don't know, that I can't judge, because I have never met them? Of course I would not, And I'm trying to show you the kind of people behind the signatures of this petition. It's nearly 2017, and after all the campaigning over the last 3 years, especially Emma, I just want to give great, credit to her for the hard work that she's done as well, and she's not well at the moment. We do this for one reason only, because we really, really have no choice, because nobody is out there lobbying for our rights. There's no politicians doing it. We don't have anyone coming to us saying, we're going to take this off your hands. We're going to make it right. We're going to protect autistic people in our society. We're going to give them the same rights as everybody else. We don't have that, okay? That's not there for us. So we have to do it. We have to do it for our children. Because when we're dead and gone, it will still be the same. And I don't want my children growing up in a society where people can prey on them with MMS or with, some quack magic potion. I don't want my children preyed upon by anti-vaxxers. I don't want the thought of my kids, getting involved in some kind of, care facility that would promote that anti-vax message really scares me. And that's what Polly Tommy is doing in America. She is building an autism facility where she will be telling people, you're not allowed any vaccines here because they cause autism. This is happening. And with Trump getting in, it's going to get even worse because he's already met with Wakefield. He's a supporter of this nonsense. We thought we had it hard before, really, the science community and the people that, try to educate people against this quackery. We thought we had it hard before. It's going to get 100 times worse. But to be honest with you, what can we do? If we don't have politicians speaking on our behalf, if we don't have people taking these issues seriously. I was lucky in Ireland. I was lucky that the HPRA actually said, you know what, we're going to investigate this. It took a long time. We got one person in the courtroom, one of the MMS sellers, Patrick Monahan, involved in Genesis 2 Church. He's one person. It took 3 years to do that. And his sentencing wasn't strong. People complained to me about that, and you're right, it isn't enough. He gets fined, I think, 4,000 euros for marketing, making and selling bleach to autistic children. That's all. But that's all we're worth, you see. And I want to just bring this in because I might as well just, address the other issue of these mercy killings of disabled children, which is just, happening all the time now. And it's happening in Ireland as well. And when we speak out and say, actually, we have a problem with that. Can we just give our opinion about that? We're not allowed. I've witnessed that. I tried to give my opinion about the recent case, the recent trial of the woman, the doctor, that gave her daughter a lethal dose of a non-approved medicine. And what happened to me? I was set upon. I've lost friends because of it. Because we're not allowed to have an opinion. We have to follow the narrative that is there. If we go against that, we are seen, well, I'll give you a comment, from a leading presenter of a radio show that I've been on many times. My opinion was beneath contempt. They're his words. Beneath contempt. Because I didn't agree with what was being presented in front of me. I don't know, it's just appalling. And then we have the case of Alex Berdalakis in America. Brutally hacked to death by his mother. Premeditated murder. And Andrew Wakefield, who basically was involved in that boy's life prior to his death, coming out there before Christmas with Polly Tommy in an interview saying, oh, we helped the mother get free from jail. His film, his horrendous movie about this boy, was used in the courts. They're liaising with a fraud, a quack. This is happening. So how the hell can people say to me, you know, why are you doing this? We've no choice but to do this. But we can't keep doing the pace we've been doing because we're exhausted. You know, we are really we're really depressed, I'll be honest with you, because after 3 years, we thought maybe more charities and more organisations would get on board with this issue and welcome, you know, the voice of the community, the autistic community, the disabled community. But they're afraid. I've talked to many disabled people recently, over the last few weeks, especially in relation to this Bernadette Scully trial, and they're terrified. They don't want to come out and speak about it because they're met with such hostility, real hostility, you know? Her life wasn't worth living. I saw that little girl be referred to as a vegetable. That's what we're dealing with. You know, we're going backwards, basically. You know, people say to me, oh, things are much better now. Autistic people aren't institutionalised anymore. But we're building institutions outside. We are doing that, and it's happening. And if we do speak out, this is what happens. This is what's happened to me. Because I said, guess what? I don't want my children experimented on with bleach. I don't want the anti-vaccine community spreading disease. This is the price I pay. I have to be the target of bullying and abuse. And this will happen to other advocates as well that speak out. And it is happening. It's happening to Emma. I know many people that suffer, you know, trolling on Facebook. And it's usually, mostly, from people that you would think would not behave that way. You know, don't think it's like some big slime ball, you know, behind a computer. It's not at all. It's the Mr. McRae, the pillar of the community, raising funds for charity. They're the people. They're ordinary people. So that's it. It's not a very happy ending, but I mean, I just want to make it clear to people that I'm not going to tolerate this petition anymore. I mean, I'm going to get it removed. It's going to happen. And like I said, to all those that have signed this petition, and especially commented, because that was very stupid of you, you know, the authorities will deal with it because it is a hate crime, and there are laws there, actually, to protect people from stuff like that. And I really hope 2017 will be better for the autistic community. I don't feel positive about it. Not the fact that Trump is in power now. But we need to find a new way of tackling this issue. And I suppose what I'm reaching out to are politicians, you know, to see us in society as being of value and not as something to be pitied and not as something of any worth. Because we're worth a lot. And actually, there's one thing I can say about us is that we really, really fight. We fight until we get what we deserve. We're not asking for anything extra. All we're asking for is equality. We're only asking for the same rights as everybody else. A right not to be abused. A right not to be experimented on. A right not to be tortured. And a right not to be killed. That's what we're asking for. So thanks for watching, guys. And I wish everyone a really good New Year. They're my doggies in the background.